Hey moguls, it's Dr. T here, and I'm just checking in with some upgrades for today and just really wanting to help everybody elevate in their life and share with you the different things that myself, my team, our clients get to experience in upgrades and just pass that on to you for your benefit. So today we're really focusing on making changes at the moment you know you need to make them. And I think this is one of the most crucial capacities a person can have. I think that often by the time someone ever makes a change, that it has been contemplated over and over and over again in ways that go really far beyond just consideration, but end up more in something like just ignoring cues that are coming from within you that you need to upgrade something and you need to elevate a capacity and you need to change a situation and you need to do something that moves you in the next direction, in the right direction and to the next level. And so that you are always evolving and growing and responding to the needs that you have to change and the signals that you have to change with immediacy. And what I find as I've been through a lot of life at this point is just how much I've witnessed people just neglecting the changes that they need to make, neglecting themselves, and the impact that that has on them, and also, unfortunately, the impact it has on other people when people neglect their upgrades that are needed. And in reality, we all get the signals that we need to change something, that something isn't right for us, that something isn't healthy for us, that something needs to improve for us, that a skill needs to be gained for us. And this is one of the top skills of transformation and making change when you get a signal with immediacy and with giving the attention to it that needs to happen. This is a skill of people who are top moguls, run a top reality, and create incredible businesses, empires, incredible family dynasties, is that they are able to go forward in a direction of something much higher and follow those signals to create something better. And when you are someone that is willing to follow the signal that is coming into you to create something better, to shift from a situation that is too low for you into something that is correct for you, that is appropriate for your evolution, then you become someone just by those small shifts that you make. You become someone that always moves in the right direction, and therefore you would be able to do that so consistently you won't even notice it. You'll just be living in the correct direction for you. And that's really important because your human design, for those of you that don't know what that is the template of who you are. And if you haven't gotten your human design yet, you can go to my website, theempirecompany.com, and you'll be able to see it. Just click on the link for human design. And this is important because your human design determines what is correct for you. And it's a very unique blueprint. And it's designed, this imprint, this blueprint is designed for you to constantly be receiving information about what is correct for you. And I think it's one of the most courageous things that people can do, because when we love people and when we are used to things and we want to just sort of continue on with the same old way of doing things, that unfortunately creates stagnancy. It creates a feeling of being stale. It's not it's not an evolutionary process that is really ideal for people, because the evolutionary process is for us to continue to upgrade, to go into higher levels of enlightenment, of consciousness. We're really meant to be growing and evolving and experiencing new things, because once we habituate to something and then we don't notice it anymore, we've already become stagnant. And the thing that is happening each and every day, in every moment of every day, is that life is changing. And to be one with life and to flow with it and to collaborate with it rather than feel like a victim of it, it's important that people move in the direction of their intentions and follow the signals when they know they need to upgrade. And as someone who helps people who need to upgrade and want to upgrade into their highest self, what is often happening is that those signals they were getting to make changes got ignored, or they didn't pay as much attention to them as they should have. And so changes they needed to make and didn't happen often caught up with them, to the point where if they really want to live out their highest dreams, their highest purpose, their most fulfilling destiny, then making shifts with immediacy when you know and get a signal for something to change. You get an intuition, you get a navigation that something needs to change. Then they end up having to do that. And what I want to have for all of you is that when you know something needs to shift, and when you know you need to upgrade yourself, and when you know a situation isn't correct for you, when you know what, no matter how much you've done well at something, no matter how great it is, when you know that you're meant for something much greater, something much better, I really, really invite all of you to move in the direction of those intentions as immediately as possible, because the way this video game is played is that your own human design is designed to move you in a direction of a specific destiny that is the highest purpose for you, for humanity, not just for you and your little world and your reality and all the beauty of that, but it's meant to move you in the direction of what is best for you and what is best for the whole. And when you get signals to change, I really invite you to move in that direction immediately, because I believe we all know it when it's happening, but we've been taught a lot of really, quite honestly, fucked up programming about lowering ourselves, holding ourselves back, ignoring ourselves, because we see that all around us. We see primarily people that are neglecting themselves and people who don't know how to follow their own intuitive signals. Or if they get them, they just chronically ignore them and procrastinate on them. And one of the worst pieces of procrastination that there is to stay in something that is lesser than it should be for you, to stay in something that might actually be impacting you, stay in something that might be injuring you, and stay in something that by its very setup is not enough. It's not the right scenario for you to actually fully expand into your full potential. And that's a very important thing, because that's the number one result that you are here to do. And whatever else it looks like, whatever else you think is a priority, whatever else is going on in your little comfort zone there, you've got a massive amount of consciousness to expand into and a massive amount of potential to access within you. And until you have done that, and until you are living consistently in a flow that literally feels just like that, a complete flow where you keep upgrading, and you keep becoming more and more of your most amazing self, effectively what's happening is you're getting behind your evolutionary growth process. Because what would be ideal in this society is that we actually taught people from the earliest years that the only purpose they have is to consciously raise their consciousness, to constantly move into levels of enlightenment, to consistently awaken to higher and higher intelligence, and to become the intelligence that is trying to get in through you when it's constantly giving you a signal to upgrade. It's constantly telling you that's not good enough. You need to upgrade. And it's not just because something's not good enough, because something can never be good enough. It's because you're here to fully self-actualize. And one of the ways that we can do that is by making sure that we are around people that are constantly growing, that are very easily adjusting to and following the signals for growth that need to happen and change. People that can move in the direction of intentions and really are aspiring to be their higher self. Because then, when you're around people like that, that becomes normalized. Transformation, elevation, growth, success, and accessing all of the potential that's within you and all of the potential that is doing all it can to come through you as it signals you to make an upgrade. This is what people should be learning from the earliest stages. And so without that, people are often always behind their upgrades, no matter what level you're at. And I want to be clear that it is really primarily the people in this world who have a coach, an advisor, a community that is constantly upgrading them and upgrading around them that are the most successful people. It is not the people who do that intermittently, and it is not the people who do that who don't do that at all. It is a proven fact that we are the closest. We are the combination of the closest people around us. But what's really the truth is that we also grow at the rate of people around us. And so if we want to grow at the rate that we're really supposed to, it's about getting connected with people who are changing and elevating with immediacy and normalizing that for you. So I wanted to share that with you because that's what we do at our Moguls Club program, where everyone is striving to be a top mogul of their reality, being able to run both a company, build an empire, a business that is an empire, a family that is a dynasty, and really the most successful, healthy, and wealthy reality. And the Moguls Club and the way in which we really, really push the growth for people and make growth and change the most normal process that is so normalized for people is something that I'm really inviting you to. So if you've got an upgrade to make, if you've got where you're getting signals in that something needs to shift, that no matter if everything is so super successful, but you've got an indication that you need to upgrade, my absolute invitation is for you to do that, lean into that, and put that over and above literally everything, because you're getting a signal that is trying to take you in the direction of your most optimal destiny and your most incredible reality. And if we ignore those signals, they will continue to get our attention in a way that could end up being very, very unpleasant. But because the only thing that will ever be happening for people is that the whole thing is constantly moving every day, the universe is flowing to get you to where you're supposed to be, because the highest percentage of the population is not even close. And that's what's normal. But we want you to normalize that every day high levels of growth are happening, and that is your normal reality. Because once you get used to it, you're going to recognize one of the greatest feelings on earth, if not the greatest feeling. And that, my friends, my dear moguls, is the feeling of flow. So if you'd like to make sure you're living a life of flow rather than living a life of slow and being behind, and you'd like to live a life where you are actually ahead and you are proactive, and it's like having the iPhone. If the iPhone needs an update and the update comes in and everyone else gets on the update, but you don't take that upgrade, then I really, really want to encourage you to know that when you get a signal like, hey, there's a new upgrade to come in, I really encourage you to take it. Whatever way you want to do that is great. The Moguls Club is one option. And if you want to learn more about it, let me know, because we're picking a select group of people who are absolutely about regular change and immediate change and fast growth that just becomes normalized so you don't even think about it that way. All right, so if you want to shift from someone that ignores the signals for change to someone that absolutely responds to the signals for change, then click the link and just move forward in the process. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.